The music was loud, the lights low, and the velvet ropes drawn tight around Miami's most exclusive VIP lounge, but not tight enough to keep out a camera phone. It started as a grainy 8-second clip shared in a private group chat showing Kirk Frost leaning back in a plush booth, champagne bottle in front of him. Beside him, Yandy Smith, in an emerald green dress, smiling at something, he whispered. His arm stretched along the back of the seat, his hand inches from her shoulder. It could have been harmless until the second angle dropped. This time, their knees brushed, their heads tilted close, and Yandy laughed like they were sharing a secret. By morning, the video was everywhere, and Rasheeda had gone silent. No posts, no likes, nothing. Whispers spread fast. She'd called her lawyer. But what the public didn't know was that this was only the beginning. And the real footage was still coming. It was one of those Miami nights where the air feels charged. Like the city itself knows something's about to happen. Outside the Sapphire Room, a line of luxury cars curled around the block. Celebs and industry players filed past paparazzi, flashes popping as diamond chains and designer gowns caught the light. Inside, the bass thumped through marble floors, every beat matched by the low murmur of exclusive conversations. Kirk Frost had arrived hours earlier. No Rasheeda by his side, just a tight crew of familiar faces from the Atlanta scene. He moved easily through the crowd, shaking hands, hugging old acquaintances, his signature gold watch glinting under the neon. To anyone watching, it was business as usual. But to the right people in the right place, the night was just getting interesting. The VIP lounge was hidden behind a frosted glass partition, guarded by two massive bouncers who scanned wristbands like their lives depended on it. The space inside was a world away from the chaos of the main floor. Plush, velvet seating, soft golden lighting, bottles of top-shelf champagne in ice buckets, and a perfect view of the DJ from a comfortable distance. It wasn't the kind of spot you stumbled into by accident. At 1:42 a.m., Yandy Smith walked in. She wore a deep emerald green dress, the kind that shimmered under every angle of light. Her hair flowed over her shoulders, lashes catching the glow as she glanced around. A few people nodded in recognition. After all, she was love and hip-hop royalty in her own right, but she didn't linger on the edges. She made her way straight to the back corner booth where Kirk was seated. The conversation between them was casual at first. A laugh here, a lean in there, the kind of easy banter that could be innocent or could be something else entirely. Kirk poured her a drink, without hesitation sliding the flute across the table. Yandy accepted it, their fingers brushing for just a second too long. Unbeknownst to them, someone at a nearby table had their phone angled just right. The first clip they captured was short, 8 seconds, shaky, a little grainy, but damning. Enough to spark the question, why are Kirk and Yandy sitting this close in the middle of the night, alone in VIP? That clip made its way into a private group chat within minutes. From there, it took less than an hour to land in the inbox of @VIPSpill, one of the messiest and most watched gossip pages in hip-hop. They didn't waste time. The post went up at 3:06 a.m., captioned ATL meets NY. And it's giving more than business. Thoughts? By 4 a.m., the comments were a battlefield. That's networking, chill. Networking at 2 a.m. in VIP. Be serious. Rasheeda, better wake up. But the real explosion happened when the second angle surfaced. This one was clearer, steadier, filmed from across the room with a perfect view of the booth. The lighting caught every detail. Kirk leaning in, Yandy's hand brushing against his knee under the table. The two of them sharing a private laugh like no one else in the room existed. Someone even slowed the footage down, adding red arrows to every too close moment. By sunrise, the story had jumped from Instagram to Twitter, TikTok, and even Facebook groups dedicated to love and hip-hop drama. Edits popped up, splicing the VIP footage alongside old reunion clips where Kirk and Yandy had briefly interacted, as if this moment had been brewing for years. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's absence from the conversation spoke louder than any statement. Fans noticed she hadn't posted since the night before. And more tellingly, she had unfollowed Kirk. Screenshots of her bio now scrubbed of any mention of wife. Or frost spread like wildfire. Then came the first insider. Tip. A DM to a mid-tier gossip blogger claimed Rasheeda had already called her lawyer that morning. The alleged message read, "She's over it. Papers are coming." This was the last straw. Whether it was true or not didn't matter. The seed was planted. The narrative shifted from, "Is this cheating?" to, "It's over." Mendici's name inevitably got dragged into the mess. Fans tagged him under every repost of the video, demanding a reaction. He stayed silent at first, but just before noon, posted a cryptic story. A close-up of a chessboard mid-game, captioned, "The smart move always comes after patience." It wasn't confirmation, but it wasn't denial either. And that was enough to send speculation into overdrive. By early afternoon, Kirk and Yandy was trending nationwide. Every blog had a theory, every fan had a take, and somewhere, at VIP's Pill was already hinting that what the world had seen so far was just the beginning. Because, according to them, there was more, a lot more that hadn't hit the internet yet, and whatever was coming next might make the VIP footage look like child's play. By mid-afternoon, Miami's sunlight was blazing, but the real heat was still coming from the internet. The first VIP clip had been enough to get everyone talking, but the second angle had turned a late-night whisper into a citywide shout. Every blog had slowed it down, zoomed it in, and slapped their watermark across it. Twitter threads read like investigative reports, complete with timestamps and comparisons to old Love and Hip. Hot moments. Then, at Clubroom Tea, a rival gossip page hungry to steal the spotlight from at VIP Spill, dropped a new grenade. Their post started with a black screen and the words, "Y'all saw them sitting. Now watch them leave." The video opened on the VIP hallway, dimly lit with the exit roped off for staff only. Kirk and Yandy appeared, walking side by side, drinks in hand. But instead of heading toward the main exit, they slipped through the roped-off section, disappearing into a corridor that led toward the building's private elevator bank. The camera followed just long enough to catch Kirk reaching up to fix the strap of Yandy's dress before they rounded the corner. The caption, "Private elevator, private night." The internet lost its mind. That's not how you leave when it's business. Private elevator equals hotel access. He fixed her strap. Oh, it's a wrap for Rasheeda. The post hit 1 million views in under an hour. Screenshots of Kirk's hand on Yandy's shoulder strap flooded timelines. Fans began speculating about the layout of the building, sharing Google Maps, screenshots, and even floor plans from Yelp reviews of the club's attached boutique hotel. At 4:37 p.m., suspicious like from one of Rasheeda's boutique employees went viral. The liked post was a meme that read, "You can't be the king if you keep giving your crown away." Within minutes, followers flooded her comments. She's talking about the VIP mess. They're ready to toss Kirk out the palace. Then Rasheeda made her first move. At 5:12 p.m., she posted a boomerang on her Instagram story, just her hand holding a pen over a thick stack of papers. No caption, no music. In the background, eagle-eyed fans spotted what looked like a manila legal envelope with confidential stamped in bold letters. The screenshot hit the blogs instantly, sparking a new round of speculation. Those are divorce papers. Could be business contracts, but the timing. Meanwhile, Yandy acted like nothing was happening. At 6 p.m., she posted a bright, cheerful reel promoting her skincare line, wiping on serum and talking about self-love and glowing from within. Her comment section, however, was a war zone. Glow courtesy of ATL's finest. "Girl, you're brave posting this today. This is not the glow we meant." Mendici's finally weighed in, kind of. At 7:45 p.m., he posted a black and white shot of himself in the gym, gloves on, captioned, "Protect your peace. Protect your space." No names, no tags. But everyone knew what it was about. Then, just as people thought the drama might start to cool, @VIP's pill came back swinging. At 8:22 p.m., they posted a blurry screenshot with the caption, "Y'all only saw the booth and the hallway, the suite." That's another story. The photo was hard to make out, but it showed what looked like the corner of a hotel suite. Couch, a champagne bottle, and two blurred figures sitting close together. The page claimed the clip was too hot to post in full due to Instagram guidelines, but teased they might drop it elsewhere within minutes. The hashtag Sweet Spill joined hashtag Kirk and Yandy on the trending list. Fan theories exploded. They left VIP for that suite. That's why they used the private elevator. Rasheeda's pen in that story wasn't for signing merch deals, trust me. By 9 p.m., every gossip page was reposting the teaser and promising exclusives they didn't have. Group chats were on fire. YouTubers were scheduling emergency live streams with titles like "Full Breakdown, Kirk and Yandy VIP Plus Suite Footage Timeline." Somewhere in Atlanta, Rasheeda was reportedly in strategy mode, according to a so-called insider who spoke to a mid-tier blogger. The insider claimed she's not just thinking about divorce. She's thinking about how to make sure he doesn't get a dime from the brand. The post blew up, even though nobody could confirm it, at 10:30 p.m. At Club Room T posted again a blurry low-lit clip allegedly from the hotel's security cameras. It wasn't clear, but it showed two figures matching Kirk and Yandy's build walking down a hallway toward a suite door. The man reached for the handle. The woman glanced back. Then the door opened and they slipped inside. The caption was short: "Draw your own conclusions." The internet didn't hesitate. They were in that room for hours. This is done. Rasheeda's done. Part 3 is about to be nuclear. And just like that, the conversation shifted again. No one was just talking about VIP anymore. The suite had entered the chat by midnight. The suite had officially overtaken the VIP booth as the scandal's main event. Every blog's feed was flooded with side-by-side comparisons, one frame from the hallway exit, one from the alleged suite teaser. Fans were mapping timestamps, debating shoe matches, even checking the length of Kirk's chain in both clips to prove continuity. But just as the hype reached fever pitch, pushback came hard and fast at 12:14 a.m. A mid-sized gossip blogger posted a screenshot of a DM from an account claiming to represent Kirk's legal team. The message demanded they remove all unverified and defamatory content, and warned that distribution of illegally obtained video will result in immediate legal action. Instead of complying, the blogger posted the DM to their story with the caption, "If it wasn't true, why try to silence me?" That same hour, Yandy's publicist allegedly sent a similar warning to @Clubroom T, threatening platform takedown if they shared any explicit, doctored, or privacy-violating footage. Of course, the page turned that into content. 2. Guess they don't want y'all to see the suite. Hello? Which means you need to see it. Meanwhile, @VIP's pill broke their silence at 1:05 a.m. with a 30-second voice-only live. The voice was distorted, but the words were clear. The truth doesn't need edits. I've got the clearest angle of that suite, and I'm not the only one who does. They can threaten me all they want, but the clip is coming. The comments were chaos. Drop IT tonight. They're scared because it's real. This is about to end marriages. But here's where things got even messier. At 1:42 a.m., a new account emerged @Velvet Tropes Only and posted a teaser nobody saw coming. It was only 6 seconds long. Shot from inside the VIP booth earlier that night, Kirk and Yandy were mid-conversation, their knees brushing under the table. But across from them, partly in shadow, sat another man, hood up, phone in hand, not engaging in the conversation, just watching. The internet zoomed in immediately. Who is that? That's the guy from the hallway footage. He's holding his phone like he's recording them. Some called him security. Others swore he looked too comfortable to be staff. A few conspiracy theorists even claimed he was working for someone. Maybe even Rasheeda, to catch Kirk slipping. Rasheeda, for her part, finally dropped another breadcrumb. At 2:17 a.m., she posted a black and white photo of herself writing. In a notebook with the caption, "Every queen has her move planned before the king even notices the board. Fans lost it." She's playing chess while they're playing checkers. She knows. She's about to take everyone down. By 3 a.m., #SweetLeak and #HOODIEman were trending together. Memes popped up showing Rasheeda as a mastermind pulling puppet strings over Kirk, Yandy, and the hooded figure. Twitter spaces were packed with thousands of listeners, speculating about the man's identity and whether he had been in on the leaks from the start. Then at VIP's Pill turned up the heat. They posted a still frame, crisp, clear, high res from inside the alleged suite. It showed the couch from the teaser, 2 champagne glasses on the table, and in the background, just barely visible, the same hooded man standing near the coteau. Like the same hooded man standing near the coteau. And we all know, with 3. And we all know I've been exploring that. And we all know I've been exploring that path. It's cotoned to the couch from the teaser. And we act with 3rd. I cow with 3rd. And in the cowied at May, I don't want to cowie daft to convey sick toad by conwilling commutic con lord for dot wallet enough. Can you see why while I widow you to see with us and way you to me to go we to we cover with 4 to custa to we you to seek it if or I can you we asked we kissa do you ke she to got a kissir kayak could they kiss you to sakata if you could the juju with a for out of get back get I kiss it cock take to a cake that could attack if you can eat it got it what cat and it could bit at you can not be kiss the it's got the tail of you plastic daisy. Window, the caption was simple, not just 2 in the room. Now the theories weren't just about cheating, they were about a setup. Was Hoodie Man a friend? A blackmailer? Someone who'd been sent to document every move? And if so, for who? By dawn. One thing was clear. Whatever was on that full suite video wasn't going to just confirm a fling. It was going to rewrite the entire scandal. And the countdown had officially begun. At VIP's Pill's next post was a timer. 18 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds underneath. In bold letters, full suite drop. Full audio, no cuts. The internet had less than a day to prepare by the time the countdown hit its last hour. Instagram felt like the entire hip-hop industry was on edge. Pages that normally posted 5 or 6 different celebrity stories in a day were doing nothing but re-uploading Kirk, Yandy, and Hoodie Man theories. YouTubers had scheduled watch party live streams for the exact moment. At VIP's Pill promised to drop the sweet video. 8 p.m. EST was the time, but the drama started 10 minutes early. At 7:50 p.m., at VIP's Pill posted an Instagram story. Just a single sentence in white text over black. They said, "Don't do it. I'm doing it." Underneath, they tagged at Clubroom Tea, at Velvet Tropes Only, and, shockingly, Rasheeda's official account. The tag on Rasheeda sent the internet into a frenzy. Was she in on this? Did she approve the leak? Or was this a straight-up provocation? When the clock hit 0, the live started instantly. The screen showed a fixed camera angle from the corner of the hotel suite. The lighting was dim but clear enough to make out everything. The wide couch, the champagne bottle still chilling in. An ice bucket, the floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Miami skyline. Kirk was standing near the window at first, jacket gone, shirt unbuttoned at the collar, holding a champagne flute. Yandy was on the couch, her heels kicked off to the side. One leg tucked under her, scrolling briefly on her phone before setting it down. The audio was crisp. Kirk's voice came through first. "That was a crazy night. You sure you're good?" Yandy laughed softly. "I'm fine. I just didn't think we'd end up here." They clinked glasses, and Kirk sat beside her. close enough that their knees touched. The conversation was low, but the mic picked up bits, mentions of the booth. It's too many cameras out there, and we'll just chill for a bit, then? Kirk said it, the line that would be replayed across social media for days. We probably shouldn't be doing this. Yandy's reply was immediate, teasing but loaded. Then, why are you here? The chat during the live exploded. He admitted IT. Yandy ain't denying nothing. Rasheeda needs to see this in 4K. And then, the moment everyone had been waiting for, Hoodie Man entered the frame. He stepped in from the right, wearing the same black hoodie from the VIP booth teaser. His hands were in his pockets at first, but then he pulled out his phone. Tiny red light blinked, recording. Kirk's demeanor shifted. He leaned back slightly, eyes narrowing. Yo, you still here? The man smirked, but didn't answer. Instead, he walked slowly toward the couch, keeping his phone trained on both of them. Yandy's smile faded. She glanced between the two men and finally said, not right now. Okay, just not here. The tension was thick. Kirk stood up, blocking the man's view of Yandy. The camera caught his voice, low and sharp. You need to go. But Hoodie Man didn't flinch. He tilted his phone upward, catching Kirk's face in perfect light. Then turned slightly, revealing just enough of his own face for the internet to freeze frame later. The chat went nuclear. Who is he? That's definitely the guy in the hallway footage. It's not security. Look at his body language. For a solid 30 seconds, the two men stared each other down. Then, in a move that would fuel conspiracy theories for weeks, Hoodie Man slipped a small envelope from his pocket and set it on the coffee table in front of Yandy. He tapped it twice, stepped back, and said quietly, think about it. Before anyone could react, he walked out of frame. The door clicked shut. Yandy stared at the envelope, her expression unreadable. Kirk sat back down beside her, but his energy was completely different. Now, tense, guarded. He reached for the envelope, but Yandy pulled it toward herself instead. She didn't open it. The video cut abruptly, replaced by white text on a black background. Tomorrow, the envelope. The identity. The end. The live ended instantly. Within minutes, the internet was in full meltdown mode. People were already posting zoomed-in screenshots of Hoodie Man's partially visible face, running them through facial recognition filters, comparing them to old Love and Hip Hop cast members, Atlanta promoters. Even Rasheeda's distant cousins. Theories flooded. The envelope contained photos from earlier in the night. It was a payoff demand. Blackmail caught on camera. It had nothing to do with Yandy, and everything to do with Kirk's business dealings. Rasheeda's account tagged in at VIP Spills pre-drop. Story posted a single IG story of her own. A picture of a chessboard mid-game captioned, "Checkmate is coming." Yandy stayed completely silent. No stories, no posts, no likes. Kirk's account remained inactive, but the blogs, they were feasting. Every platform had a headline ready. Hoodie Man leaves envelope. What was inside? Sweet footage. Confirms Kirk and Yandy alone, but was someone setting them up? Even mainstream outlets started covering it, calling it the most talked about reality TV scandal of the year. Twitter Spaces hit record numbers, with fans arguing for hours over whether Hoodie Man was an ally, an enemy, or the mastermind of the entire leak. By midnight, one thing was clear. The identity reveal wasn't just going to be gossip. It was going to be war. By sunrise, the hashtag HOODIE man was no longer just trending. It had its own ecosystem. Fan pages popped up overnight dedicated to analyzing every frame of the sweet footage. Twitter threads compared the shape of his jawline to various Atlanta and Miami personalities. TikTok slowed the clip to 0.25x speed, brightening it until the grain disappeared, revealing a faint scar along his left cheek. That scar lit the match. One fan claimed she recognized him from a Lovin' Hip Hop Atlanta episode years ago. A background friend at one of Kirk and Rasheeda's launch parties. Others swore he was a Miami nightlife promoter, known for having dirt on half the industry. The theories multiplied, each more outrageous than the last. At 9:17 a.m., at Clubroom T, posted their investigation video. It was an 8-minute breakdown piecing together the VIP booth clip, the hallway footage, and the sweet drop to argue that Hoodie Man had been in the room from the very start, and that he wasn't there by accident. Their closing theory: he's either working with Rasheeda to catch Kirk in 4K, or he's running his own blackmail game. That video pulled in 500,000 views in 3 hours. The comment section was a war zone. It's too smart not to be behind this. No, he's hustling them both. Either way, someone's getting paid. Meanwhile, at Velvet Tropes Only, dropped a bombshell, a still frame of Hoodie Man's phone screen during the suite recording. The photo was blurred, but you could clearly see multiple video files saved with timestamps from earlier in the night. That meant the suite footage wasn't his first recording. By noon, the speculation was so loud that even Rasheeda couldn't ignore it. And when she finally spoke, she didn't just speak, she detonated. At 12:03 p.m., Rasheeda went live. Number? Glam, no filter, just her at a desk with a candle burning in the background. She stared straight into the camera for a few seconds before saying, "You've ever been in a position where you think you know everybody in your circle? You think loyalty is a given, till one night, one video, one envelope shows you everything. You need to know. I don't play games and I don't get played." The comments flooded in instantly. "Oh, she knows who he is. She said on envelope she's confirming it. This is about to get ugly." Rasheeda leaned forward, her tone sharpening. "I've been quiet for a reason. I wanted to see how far certain people would go. Now I've seen enough. And trust me, my next move, it's going to make a lot of people wish they'd stayed in their lane." She ended the live after just 3 minutes. But those 3 minutes dominated the internet for the rest of the day. At VIP Spill wasted no time. They reposted Rasheeda's live with the caption, "She's ready. Are you?" and updated their countdown for the identity reveal. 8 hours, 27 minutes, 15 seconds. Meanwhile, Yandy was still silent. But silence doesn't mean absence. At 2:14 p.m., paparazzi shots surfaced of her leaving a meeting in Manhattan, wearing oversized sunglasses and holding her phone to her ear. One shot showed her looking visibly tense. The photo hit every blog within the hour, captions reading, "Yandy caught out as Hoodie Man countdown continues." Then, as if to fuel the fire, at Clubroom T posted a grainy clip they claimed was from the suite after Hoodie Man left. It showed Kirk pacing near the window, saying something that sounded like he's going to ruin everything. The audio was fuzzy, but fans swore they heard Yandy reply, "Only if you let him." By late afternoon, #Hoodieman had become more than a scandal. It was a spectacle. People were placing bets in group chats about who he was. Twitter spaces were packed with thousands of listeners debating whether the reveal would take down Kirk alone, or if Yandy and maybe even Rasheeda would be caught in some bigger scheme. At 6 p.m., at VIP Spill posted one last tease before the drop, a close-up of the infamous envelope from the suite table. This time, the image was sharp enough to read the faint imprint of handwriting on the flap. You know what this is? The caption underneath. "Tonight, you'll know who he is." And why this isn't just about cheating. The countdown ticked on. The anticipation was suffocating because everyone knew once Hoodie Man's identity came out, this wouldn't just be another messy love and hip-hop storyline. This was going to be the kind of reveal that rewrote alliances, destroyed reputations, and maybe, just maybe, confirmed that the whole thing had been a setup from the start. The countdown had less than 30 minutes left, and the internet was vibrating with tension. Instagram Lives were already running pre-show panels. Twitter Spaces were packed, and YouTubers were positioning their cameras, ready to go live. The seconded VIP Spill made their move. At 7:45 p.m., @VIP Spill posted one last story, a grainy paparazzi-style shot of Hoodie Man getting into a black SUV. His hood was still up. But the angle caught just enough of his jawline for fans to start tagging names. The caption was only 3 words: "It's almost time." The speculation was reaching fever pitch. One theory claimed Hoodie Man was an ex-employee of Frost Bistro with an axe to grind. Another suggested he was tied to one of Yandy's past business deals. A smaller but louder group believed the wildest version yet, that Rasheeda herself had hired him to gather the evidence, then decided to let it leak to burn both Kirk and Yandy publicly. 20 minutes to go, Rasheeda went silent after her earlier live, but at 7:50 p.m., she posted a single black screen to her story with the words, "Play with me, pay the price." No tags, no music. Just pure warning. The screenshot hit every blog within seconds. 10 minutes to go. At Clubroom T, dropped a final prediction post, a blurred photo they claimed was Hoodie Man at an Atlanta event 3 years ago. The comments were split between people swearing they recognized him and others calling it a misdirection. "That ain't him," one user wrote. "Y'all are setting us up for disappointment." 5 minutes to go, @VIP Spill started their live early, pulling in over 200,000 viewers in under a minute. The screen was black, the audio silent except for the sound of someone breathing through a filter. A single text overlay appeared. "The truth changes everything." Then the video started. It opened with the sweet footage again, the moment Hoodie Man placed the envelope on the table in front of Yandy and tapped it twice. But this time, the clip didn't cut when he left. Instead, the camera followed him. Into the hallway, the angle shifted, clearly filmed by someone else, showing Hoodie Man removing his hood as he walked toward the elevators. The frame caught his profile, sharp and unmistakable. The chat exploded into chaos. "Oh my God," I tease him. "Nitrogen monoxide way. I called it." The camera zoomed in, the image sharpening just enough for a clear view of his face, and then just as it was about to lock focus, the screen glitched.static filled the stream. The live abruptly cut out. The viewer count dropped to 0. Seconds later, @VIP Spill's entire page went dark. No profile picture, no posts, no bio. It was as if the account had been wiped from existence. The internet imploded. Instagram shut them down. Someone paid them off. They faked the whole thing. Blogs scrambled to grab whatever they could from screen recordings. But no one had a clean shot of the reveal. The last frame anyone caught was just the corner of Hoodie Man's smile, enough to prove he existed, but not enough to confirm who he was. At 8:12 p.m., a new account appeared, @HoodieManTruth, its first and only post. A photo of that same envelope from the sweet table opened just enough to show a stack of printed screenshots inside. The caption, "You'll hear it from me next." The war had just changed hands. And just like that, the biggest reveal in love and hip-hop history was snatched away at the last second, replaced by even more questions and a brand new player on the field. Who really is Hoodie Man? Was it VIP's pill, silenced, hacked, or bought out? What's in that envelope, and why did it end up in his hands? One thing is certain, whatever truth he's sitting on isn't just about Kirk and Yandy's VIP lounge scandal. This is about leverage, power, and the kind of receipts that can ruin careers. The next move belongs to @HoodieManTruth, and if his caption is to be believed, the story isn't over. It's about to get even messier. Keep your notifications on, because when this bomb finally drops, it won't just rock Atlanta or New York. It'll shake the entire hip-hop world. And we'll have every second of it right here when I want.